How do you know when it's time to walk away from your relationship? If you're asking, is my relationship worth saving? It normally boils down to these three painful situations. And the first being, you're exhausted from asking for the bare minimum, you're tired of carrying all the emotional weight, you're feeling dismissive, and you're growing resentful. Or your trust has been broken either through cheating or lies, and now you're scared that healing might not be possible. Or you guys must have drifted apart, intimacy is dead, and you guys are more like roommates other than partners. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. To my returning viewers, my new viewers, welcome back. Thank you guys for all the love, the support. We're currently on 1,500 subs. At some point in my life, I was like, oh my god, I can't wait to get to 1k subs, and we're currently on 1.5. So thank you guys. But anyways, today I wanted us to touch on a topic that affects every one of us, or has affected each and every one of us at some point in our lifetime. You find yourself asking, is my relationship worth saving? And normally when you get to this point, it's because you're tired, you're exhausted for asking for the bare minimum. You set the bar low and low each time, but it still feels like you're asking for too much. You're trying to hold everything together, but it's not working, and you don't want to let go because you feel like even if there's a slight chance of potential being there, you don't want to just throw it all away because of the love and whatever it is that you might be thinking that is holding you. But I'm here to tell you that life unfortunately doesn't work that way. Is your relationship worth saving? It's possible, it might not be possible, because at the end of the day, a relationship involves two people, and no matter how much you think you're patient, or no matter how much you think you're loving, or no matter how much emotionally intelligent you think you are, you can't save the relationship that involves two people. Love in itself requires action and not words. Taking accountability, being there for each other, loyalty, consideration, kindness, and considering each other's needs. If the other person in the relationship isn't willing to put in the work, isn't willing to heal their trauma, isn't willing to learn how to communicate better, isn't willing to stop doing behaviors that affects or annoys their partner, there is no way you can save the relationship. And one thing I want to share with you guys listening to me today is, please do not stay in any relationship because of some cause. Things like the time invested, love invested, what will people say, societal pressure, or the finance, or perhaps, as I said, the love invested. Guys, there is nothing worth saving if it just involves one person. You can't force the other person to show up. Your love cannot heal them, and you can't manipulate anybody into considering you. It's just like a failing stock market. No matter how much money you invest, the market is going to crash eventually. That is just like it with relationship. No matter how much you pour into it, if the other person is not willing to do the work or put in the work as well, then it's not going to stand, unfortunately. And if you're staying for the kids, that normally does more harm than good. Please, if you're staying for the kids, you're not doing the kids any favor. Instead, you're even doing them a disfavor. It's important for kids to have healthy models for boundaries, self-respect, self-love, and not see their parents talk in toxicity. So is your relationship worth saving? Absolutely. If, the keyword being if both parties are willing to do the work, that is to rebuild intimacy, repair your connection, self-reflect, put your egos aside, and work on the relationship. If it's mutual, then definitely it's going to work. If there's any abuse, be it physical, emotional, it's not worth staying. Leave. It's not worth staying for any reason. This is not worth your life. This is not worth your peace of mind. If there's any abuse involved, please leave. You need to get to the point where you stop shielding your partner from the consequences of their neglect. If you're the only one asking hard questions and the other person is avoiding accountability, it's not going to work. Some people, I've come to understand that some people are just on their own path, and they can only meet you as deep as they've met themselves. Now, am I saying you should leave? Absolutely not. There are so many reasons as to why people stay in toxic relationships, or relationships that are not worth saving, or relationships that are in the process of saving if both parties can come together to do the work. Some people stay because of the kids, some people stay because of some cause, some people stay because of societal pressure, some people stay because of what will people say, and some people stay because of finances. Because if we're going to be honest, we're in a really difficult period. But what I'm saying is, At the end of the day, you've got to make a decision. You've got to make a hard choice. Is this the life you want, or do you want to continue in that way? Whichever way, you've got to make a tough decision at the end of the day. My only point to you guys today is, if you stay, you're not going to feel love, you're not going to feel valued, and you're not going to feel connected because of the pattern of disrespect, neglect, and even emotional laziness. But there's hope, guys. There's hope. There's always a way out. One person can definitely change the dynamics of the relationship, and normally that causes the other party to either step up, or sometimes it pushes the other person to understand or come to the realization that there's nothing worth saving after all. But I wrote something here and I would love to share with you guys, and it goes: relationships thrive on honesty, vulnerability, and consistent action. That means acknowledging past pain, validating each other, and making real changes, and not just quick fixes. Sometimes we tend to maybe fight, have a misunderstanding with our partners, and by the time we table it out, sometimes you see that the relationship tends to improve for 2 days to 1 week, and you're back to the same circle once more again. So guys, it's really important to pay attention to all these things I'm mentioning, and most times professional help is necessary, especially when it has to do with the issue of broken trust, like cheating, for example. Professional help is really necessary and helpful. And if you ever find incompatibility, or if you ever find any partner that doesn't value equality, respect, or emotional connection, then walking away shouldn't feel like failure. Walking away is not failure. Instead, it's creating opportunities for more healthier and better relationships. Because at the end of the day, great relationships don't just happen. You need to put in the work, and the work is coming from both parties. One person cannot put in the work. Just as the example I gave earlier on, even if you decide to pour $1 million into a failing stock market, guys, no matter how much you keep investing, that market is eventually going to crash. So forget all the aspects of sunk costs, like, oh, you know, I've invested so much time into this person, I've invested so much love into this person. Oh, what would the society say? What would people say? How would people look at me? I'll be so embarrassed. All of them at the end of the day holds no weight, because any relationship cannot survive if both parties are not willing to put their ego aside and do the work that is required, because great relationships don't just happen, guys. But anyways, I was like, today, you know what, let's touch on this topic, relationship, when it's time for you to walk away from your relationship. So if you ever find yourself asking this question, it's either you belong to 3 of these categories that I mentioned. Either you're exhausted, your trust has been broken, or you guys have drifted apart. It's very important to understand the person you call a partner, if that person is willing to invest in the relationship or revive the relationship, so you're not doing all the work at the end of the day, and then years down the line it's still going to crash regardless whether you like it or not. Because great relationships, once more, do not just happen. You definitely have to put in the work. But anyways, guys, it's been so long. We sat down and we communicated like this, so it's been so long. I got to share what I've been watching, what I've been listening, and also quotes of the week, and I really did miss doing those segments. But today I was like, you know what, let's rest from the break and, you know, continue what we've been doing. But so far I've been adding songs to my playlist. So if you're new on my channel, I do have different music playlists. In fact, I do have so many playlists. Just go through my channels, you see the playlist. But specifically, I do have musical playlists. The first being Victoria's playlist, where I share all my African songs. Then the next would be V Blues, where I get to share all my international songs. And then I have gospel as well, where I get to share some of my gospel songs. So just respectfully go through each playlist and just find what works for you, because I believe this channel that we are building, there's something for everyone. Doesn't matter if you're young, you're old, you're a guy, you're a girl, there's definitely something for you. So for the songs, the African songs and V Blues, actually I've been adding songs on Victoria's playlist and V Blues, so that's the African and international. So just give them a listen or go through the playlist, and you can also use it as your own playlist, because those are the songs that I actually listen to in real life. And if you're also new to my channel, I'm someone who is really invested in music. Like, I don't know what my life would be without music, or I don't even know what life generally would be without music. But anyways, for the African side, for the last, let's say 5 months, if not let me not say 5 months, because I don't know when No Sign of Weakness by Burna Boy came out, but anyways, for the past at least 4 months, 4 to 5 months, I've been listening to the album No Sign of Weakness. That has been on repeat, like almost every day. I listen to at least one or all the songs on the album. And then there's a new song by Saz featuring Wizkid, Ashake, and Skibeng. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. But I think that will be all for the African songs. Okay, I also added Fun by Rema. Just go through the playlist. It's been so long, guys, we did it. So there's been a lot that has come and passed, and I've forgotten about them. And then for the V Blues, I've been adding some from Doja Cat. She has been releasing some singles, and I think she's about releasing an album if she has not released the album yet. Then Cardi B as well, she released her album titled Am I the Drama. I'm not someone who listens to Cardi B, but I came across a song where she featured Tyler on the album, and I truly liked the song, so that as well was added. There are some from Drake, Party Next Door, Fauzia as well. Just go through them, you will get to see and enjoy them. But for what I've been watching this week, I need to use my list because I've been watching a lot, considering that we've not been talking about them. So there are even some that I've forgotten, but there's a movie called Relay. This movie, I would say I like it, but towards the end it's like they say missing the plot. So rough details about the Relay is there's actually the Relay is like a communication service where you can't track anything. Everything is just anonymous. Like, they respect privacy, customers' privacy so much that you don't know who you're talking to, you can't hear the person's voice. So it's like I'm talking to you guys and I are in communication, but there's a middleman. I get to share my message with the middleman shares it with you, they receive your message, and then they share it back with me. So it goes like that, and this person is in charge of, it's like a whistleblower for all these companies who do maybe come up with a new product and then they don't go through legal channels, and the side effects cause numerous deaths, like hundreds of thousands of deaths. Yeah, so a lady was trying to return a document. She's saying she doesn't want to whistleblow again because they are after her life, so she wants to return the document back to them so that there won't be any issue. So she got in contact with the Relay service, and they kept giving her instructions as to how to deposit the money, how to leave the city she is to go from one place to another. And eventually they found out the people who were following her. They were able to contact them to tell them that they are going to release the document, they're in possession of this, and give them evidence for them to know that they are not bluffing, and for them to stop following the girl. Come to find out, the lady did not release the full documents because the people were supposed to pay $500,000, $250,000 for them to even receive, for them to even enter communication to start what they wanted to do. Come to realize the lady didn't give the full document, which started a whole series of something. And it's like, I just get so annoyed when people are in danger. You're coming to me for help, but you're not giving me the full picture. It's like, how do I help you? Why are you making my job super easy, you know, when you're the one in danger? But yeah, let me not give so much. Relay is also there. And then there's a series I watched that has to do with airports. I can't remember the name of this movie for the life of me. So if you understand or you remember what I'm saying from what I'll be sharing, please let me know in the comment section. What's the name of that movie? It has to do with a flight attendant, like I don't know what they call them, the chief of the flight attendant, like the person in charge, the high-ranking person in charge. And they were able to get to her, threaten her using her child, and they were like, she needs to fly with drugs from Bangkok to the city they are in. And they threatened her. The threat was so serious that she needed to go through with it, because they're like, because she is the flight attendant and she is of a higher rank, her luggage will not be searched, She did the first one. They said, oh, okay, you are going to go to Bangkok, no, you're going to Japan tomorrow, you're going to Nigeria, you know. They just turned her to a mini drug lord where she's always passing the airport with drugs, back and forth. And the crazy thing is, she also had an ex who is married and works in the airport, and it was so overwhelming to her because someone will also come to her to collect the drugs. Like, the threat was real. You can tell, or you could tell, that these people were going to do something. So she confided in him, and he was helping her from time to time. So there was this particular day she was to fly back, and she had the drugs on her, and suddenly there was like a random search in the airport that they were supposed to land because they got an alarm or something set off in their machine. and she was able to leave it in the toilet, come out so that she'll be able to go back for it. To go back for it, she couldn't find the drugs. Another set of problems started again. Like, oh my god, guys, just give it a watch, you're not going to regret it. The next would be reasonable doubt. This is not new. I started watching this, I think probably last year or last 2 years ago. So reasonable doubt is a series that revolves, it's a Black American series, if I may say. It revolves a lady and her husband. She's a lawyer, you know, the drama just revolves around them. And I know I'm not explaining it so well to you guys, but guys, honestly, it's really, really interesting. If you're watching it, please let us know in the comment section so that my explanation will not discourage you guys. Or because sometimes I feel like I'm not so good in explaining or describing the movies, because like there's just a lot happening in my head. I feel retaining information about movies is not something that my brain can handle. You know, but I also want to get to share them with you guys so you guys can get to watch them, because they are really, really interesting. But yeah, reasonable doubt is back. We are currently on season 3, but this season 3 is just getting me super upset, because the lady, one of the lead character, Jack, she's a high profile lawyer. She does so well, and currently she has a client, a celebrity, who his girlfriend went missing. From missing, they found her body. He's black, she's white, and after she went missing, he didn't go in search of her. He didn't report her missing to the police. Like, his reaction is just red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. That if we're not dealing with evidence, it's so easy for you to handcuff him and be like, okay, you did it, because of how he's reacting, behaving. They will ask him to be on house arrest. In fact, his bail was $4.5 million, if I'm not mistaken. A very, very crazy, ridiculous amount of bail was paid, because she's a white woman, obviously. Then they will ask him to stay at home. He will not go home. He will be stepping out, and of course he's a celebrity. People will see him. Okay, stay at home, don't go out. He'll be posting test trap on his Instagram stories because he's good looking, he has abs, and like, it's just so annoying that you can't help but say guilty. But anyways, that's it for reasonable doubt. The next I've been watching will be Chief of War. I think I mentioned this earlier on in previous some of my previous videos. Chief of War, it revolves around the Hawaii community, but it's really interesting. It's about the normal fight for land, kingship, power, sit at the table, all of that. And it also features Jason Momoa. I think he's also one of the producers of that series. It's a series. Reasonable Doubt is a series, Chief of War is a series, but The Relay and The Airport, they are both movies. Then the next on my list will be Dark Wolf. This is also a series. This is something that I've been really enjoying, and this one revolves around MI6, military, Iran, Iraq, all of those, but it also has to do with betrayal. You know, there was a man that 2 guys were dismissed from the military because they killed the person that they were supposed to capture, and they were dismissed because they wouldn't say the truth, and their leader wanted to show them a lesson. So immediately they got dismissed. There was someone that happened to recruit them. He had the money, the power, and it was just like the same for military. They go out, get the bad guys, they get paid, you know, they have the required equipment to be able to fight the people and all of that. But come to realize that the person who is in charge ended up betraying them, you know, sold them out, and you know, it was just like he just used them and tossed them. And then eventually, when they were able to realize what he did, he now set off an alarm and made them all wanted in the city. So yeah, just give that a watch. It's really interesting. This is also a series. And then the last on my list will be Tulsa King. Tulsa King is back. This is also a series that I was watching, I think probably roughly 2 years ago. Not last year, it didn't come out last year, I'll say 2 years ago, and season 2 is back. But I've not started Tulsa King though. I'm just waiting for the episodes to gather so I can be able to enjoy them. But anyways guys, if any one of you must have watched or know about any of these movies and series I'm talking about, please feel free to leave it in the comment section. Let's encourage others to watch it, because they're really interesting. Just that I'm not gifted in explaining or describing or giving movie recommendation in details. Left to me, I'm just like, oh, go watch Chief of War, it's really interesting. Watch Tulsa King, it's really but anyways guys, let's move into our quote for this week. What's our quote for this week? So our quote for this week would be, you can't hope to make progress in areas where you haven't taken no action. For you to see progress, you have to take action. But anyways, if you're new to my channel, quote of the week is also something I get to share with you guys, you know, just leave you guys with something to hold for the week, encouraging words, you know, whatever it is, because sometimes you don't really know what people are going through, and sometimes as little as a meme could uplift someone, or you know, encourage them or make them feel better about themselves. But anyways guys, I know today's video is like I'm all over the place. Today is not such a good day for me. I'm just trying my best to make sure that I put out something for you guys. But anyways guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please like this video if you haven't, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Don't forget to share with your loved ones, and also feel free to let me know in the comment section, what is that relationship that took a lot for you to walk away from? What's that relationship that you held on to so much because of some cause, or you just believed that there was potential, even the tiniest bit of potential, and because of that it made you keep holding on to it and hoping that it will all work out? Feel free to let me know in the comment section. I know that relationships sometimes can be something that is a bit private, but I'm hoping or believing that we are friends by now. But anyways guys, feel free to let me know in the comment section, and yeah, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next week.